Alright everybody, welcome back! So today we are doing something a little bit different. We're not just looking at a single vehicle, we're looking at three that were actually removed from the German tree quite some time ago because they were all fictional in some way, shape, or form. So the first one we're starting off with is the Tiger II 10.5 centimeter. This right here is a Tiger II with a improved engine, which you can see right here. I'm covering a lot more distance than a normal Tiger II would. It's got 900 horsepower instead of the 700 horsepower the normal Tiger II has, so even with the slight additional weight from the bigger gun, it still has a better horsepower per ton ratio, giving it better mobility, which is the biggest thing for me. Also, of course, with a much bigger gun, it does have a longer reload, but in exchange you gain much more penetration, larger filler inside of course, and it's just a much better gun for sniping, which is what the Tiger II does really well. You can see right here, I just absolutely obliterate this STA-1. I kill every crew member inside and the ammunition with the charge. It's much larger than the normal Tiger. You know, it's 88 charge. Now, I'm skipping ahead a little bit because I had a little bit of time where I was just looking around for targets right here, and that's actually, you can't see it right now, but there's a Hovre prototype right there, and an M41, of course, that I'm also shooting at. Another big advantage this has over the Tech Tree Tiger is that you can see it actually has a rangefinder. This thing ranges out to 3,600 meters, and it makes it excellent at sniping. That M41 right there, all I had to do was go into binoculars, range find, which in case y'all didn't know, you can use your rangefinder in your binoculars, and then just click on him and switch back to my my gun sight, and boom. Same thing with this Hovre prototype right here. This thing has just so much penetration, just slices straight through. I think that the charge actually overpressured a bit in there as well, because it looks like the shell was slightly above the tank. I'm not 100% sure. Now, y'all may not be able to see it very well right here, but that's actually a T-26E5, something with excellent armor, and I just punched straight through that machine gun port, like right above it, and kill him, just by ammo racking him. This gun is insane. A lot of people say they prefer the normal Tiger II because of the reload. Personally, the reload isn't that big of an issue. You've still got the great armor, of course, so you can put a little bit of extra distance between you, and it's much better at sniping because of the rangefinder. Now, of course, I do overshoot a little bit right here. The rangefinder isn't perfect. You got to keep that in mind. I believe it estimates to within 50 meters, so it might be a little bit over, a little bit under. So you're gonna have to do some corrections sometimes. But the combination of the better engine, the extra penetration, the extra filler, and the rangefinder is really suits the Tiger well, in my opinion. And of course, it also has the better armor that you're used to. Now, next vehicle we're talking about is the infamous Panther II. So many of y'all have probably seen this before. The Panther II did technically exist in real life, just not in this form. And you can see I managed to surprise an IS-2, but got shot in the side right there. So I am going to back up and repair after taking another shot from another IS. I am going to skip forward here in a second just to give y'all a heads up, because I have a feeling y'all don't want to sit here and just watch me repair for 40 seconds. But regardless, the Panther II in real life, the hull is accurate in game. The turret couldn't fit an 88mm gun, which is what it has right now. It has the long 88, so it's really great. It also has a 900 horsepower engine, which you can see I'm getting some pretty decent mobility even in water right here. Now, the 88 does have a longer reload than the 75 compared to the normal Panther, but it's actually faster than the normal Panthers now, since the horsepower for them got nerfed recently. And the 88 gun, even though the 10.5 is better, the 88 is an excellent gun still for the BR, and coupled with the high speed and the better armor of the Panther II, it really does work well. And I'm able to sneak up behind this guy. He notices me at the last second, but even with my longer reload, he just simply does not have enough time to take care of me. Now, like I was saying, the Panthers, the normal ones in the Tech Tree, did have their horsepower nerf recently from 700 to 600, so they're a lot less mobile. And this thing, you can really tell the difference in the horsepower per ton. It's like, I think it has 3 horsepower per ton more than the Tech Tree Panthers, and it really makes a difference. You can see I'm already going 35 kmh, even after taking so little time. Now, we do come around the corner right here, and you don't really have to stop for very long. One of the nice things about these German cats, especially like the Tiger II and the Panther II, is that they have so much mass that they're really stable on the move. They have good suspension, a lot of mass, and so a lot of times you can actually get shots off on the move, and I'm comfortable doing that. I won't slam on the brakes because that'll go ahead and throw you off, but you can just keep on driving and then go ahead and shoot. Now, I'm going to show off the mobility again real quick, since this is the really strong suit of the Panther II. It's really a shame that they took it out of the Tech Tree. You do at least get the M48, which, I mean, of course, is better with the Heat FS. It's arguably got better armor. I think it's similar in speed, But personally, I find the Panther II much cooler, and I hope they add the historical Panther II with the 75. Now, here, this right here is the extra armor coming into play. You have an 80 mil plate sloped, and it's going to do really well against any AP, like the ASU 85 right there. The problem is that this BR, you are fighting heat FS, and that's what takes me out. Now, the final thing, and the tank that, or I should say the SPAA that I'm the most sad about disappearing, is the Coelian, also known in game as the Flakpanzer 341. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the name, because they did get changed at some point, but whenever I got it, it was known as the Coelian. That's what I'm used to calling it. So, the Flakpanzer 341 of the Coelian, it is basically an Oswin 2 on massive steroids. So, you're on a Panther chassis, which is much more mobile than the Panzer IVs, which is really nice, and you still get the high fire rate, great damage and velocity of the 37 that you're used to from the Oswin and the Oswin 2. In my opinion, this is the best AA gun before we get all the way up to the radar guided stuff like the Gepard and the M163. The automatic 37 for the Germans is an excellent anti-aircraft weapon, especially mounted on a really stable platform like this. Like I said, the German cats are really stable, so you're actually kind of able to fire this thing on the move as well with the traverse rate. So you can see it has really nice turret traverse, it has great verticals and everything else. And coupled with the high fire rate, you're usually able to go ahead and take out a lot of enemy aircraft. Now, I don't really have that many good clips for y'all, just because not that many people were spawning aircraft when I was trying to get footage for this, but it does a really great job, and you can see right there, if you just hit once, the wing is gone. Now, one cool advantage of it as well, in addition to being great at anti-aircraft, is that if you see, it does have AP, and as of late, they nerfed the Wirbelwind's armor-piercing shells, the HVAP ones. So this now actually has more penetration than the Wirbelwind. It's 49 millimeters of penetration, and the really cool thing is it's actually APHE. So if you penetrate, that explosive is going off inside the tank, and it kind of turns into like a miniature tank destroyer. And when it's combined with the fact that it has a closed turret, it makes it kind of like a little survivable light tank destroyer. Because, you know, M41s, Chaffies, all the other stuff that you'll see running around, the Ontos, the T92, I think I ran into an ELC at one point as well. All those kind of tanks are not going to be able to resist this thing's firepower. And so you're able to go ahead and just shred them. Even some MBTs and stuff like that, depending on on how much armor they have on the side. If you're in a game with like jumbos and stuff like the Shermans and even the jumbo Sherman, they have a little track plate like right behind the tracks that only has 38 millimeters of armor. So if you're able to flank and shoot them in the bottom, they are going to pop. So even this Stritzwagen 103 right here, he turns around and he has less than, I think he has like 40 mils of side armor, so I'm able to actually go ahead and shoot him. So I know this is a little bit of a different video than what I normally do. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like me to cover more tanks. I do enjoy doing tanks, and hope you enjoyed the video. Shame these things aren't available anymore, and peace.